What's going on, everybody? It is Juan from Raven Drone Solutions. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why I got into the drone industry. This is actually a question I get asked quite a bit, mostly in person, obviously. People want to know, well, why did you get into all this? And really just, why, what made it so special as compared to other fields? So I'll talk about that in this video. Stay tuned. Now, ever since I was a kid, I've always loved aviation. I've always loved remote control vehicles. I've always been a big, just vehicle guy. I've always loved especially airplanes. Actually, when I was in the Marine Corps, I was a technician for mostly the Harriers. But I've always loved aviation. I've always been a big fan of aviation. Top Gun was like one of my favorite movies. For me, I've always loved aviation. And actually, when I was a kid, when I was about 10 years old, I thought, oh, how cool would it be to have a bunch of little remote control airplanes and stuff like that you can, with cameras that you can see and they can, do like surveillance and all these other things. How amazing would that be, right? Turns out, not even 10 years later, that was 100% possible. So, it was interesting how that worked. That was basically from the very start how I got interested into it. Now, one of the things that I saw, not so much, before, but I saw it quite a bit in the last 3-4 years, was the fact that there is a lot of growth in the drone industry. We're talking everything from filmmaking to, construction, security, agriculture, you name it. There's so much growth into it, and it's an emerging technology, and technology is always changing. And it's incorporating things like AI and things of that nature. So, I saw the potential growth. I'm like, okay, this might be something that is the future. Actually, no, not might be. It is the future. It is the future of a lot of things. And I thought, well, might as well get into it now when it's still relatively young instead of when it's already oversaturated. But the other thing is because one thing I saw when I was in college was a lot of people were getting majors that were outdated, that they weren't really a thing anymore. AI was replacing a lot of it. There was a lot of other career fields that I just saw that I'm like, why is this even still a thing? Why are people even studying it when it's already obsolete? So I figured, look, drones are the future. Drones are an emerging technology, and you'd be dumb if you didn't at least try it out. So that's one of the reasons why I started. Tying into basically my last point was I saw a lot of versatility with drones. Now, some of you already know, obviously I got a military background, but also have a security background. And I've also have backgrounds in other areas. Drones can be used in so many different ways, obviously depending on the payload and what the drone is built for, but there's so many things that you can do with drones. Now, for example, let's just say you're somebody that, you own a security company. Well, you can definitely use drones for that. Let's just say, because I used to do construction site security when I was a contractor with the State Department. Well, drones can be used in that capacity as well. As a matter of fact, drones are amazing for that kind of stuff because not only can they map out construction sites, they can also do predetermined flights or as needed flights, when something happens, especially in some of these secure locations that need to be guarded constantly. And many times certain security measures are not really up to par with the current threat that we have right now. So definitely drones can help augment so many things, but also if you're into agriculture or maybe you're into logistics, for delivery services or you're even in the medical field, drones are being used to transport medical supplies, organs, stuff like that across a wide array of, across vast distances that it's really hard to get into and very expensive to get into. For example, I know in Rwanda, I think they got a company called Zipline, where they deliver organs for in the middle of the jungle where it's really hard to get into by car or just too expensive by helicopter. So definitely there's a lot of versatility in drones. Next up, I always wanted to start a business. In the back of my mind, I've always been an entrepreneur, even though I never did it before, but I've always wanted to at least try it out. Now, for me, I used to have a YouTube channel called The Refined Gent, which I don't really post on anything on there anymore. As much as I really loved this topic, it was about men's fashion, and it's about and tying into basically also the veteran experience and all these other things. And I actually wanted to start an image consulting business. Now, the thing is, in many ways, I saw that the market was already a bit too saturated, and as much as I love it, I love men's fashion. I've always been I love dressing well. I like trying out new things, but I just figured, you know what? Maybe this isn't the best thing. Maybe do something different. Maybe do something that's a little bit that can last a lot longer. So that's why I did the drone industry. But yeah, I've always wanted to start my own business, and I figured this is a really cool way to get into this. Just as with the fashion channel that I had, and basically what I wanted to get into with image consulting, actually it was because I figured it would be a fun and interesting field to get into, and drones are basically the same. I love drones. I think drones are really cool. I think they're very interesting, and it's a subject that I really like. So I figured, well, might as well get into it. You know what they say: do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. Now, obviously, as an entrepreneur, it's very different, and no, but trust me, you're going to be working a lot when it's not sexy. But I still love what I do. I mean, even though it's not always fun, it's not always sexy, sometimes I really don't want to do it, but I still, at the end of the day, love what I do. So definitely, I'm in the right field because I really love it, and it is really fun. Now, next up, and this is something that I've seen other veteran entrepreneurs do, and it's that a lot of them, they either work overseas or, their business extends to charitable causes like anti-poaching and things like that. Also to just help out other veterans, especially homeless veterans, veterans that are unemployed. I used to be one, not homeless, unemployed. And yeah, like it's something that I figured, okay, well look, if there is a way that I can eventually give back and do something not just for myself, not just to line my own pockets, but something that is for the greater good, whether it's anti-poaching or maybe helping homeless veterans get into the drone industry, or I don't know, whatever, maybe some form of clean energy or something where drones are involved. I have no idea. There's so many things that drones can do, and I want to do something original. But the fact is, I really wanted to be able to do something that, can hopefully make a dent in the universe, like Richard Cooper likes to say. It's definitely something that it's a motivating factor for me, even though I'm not there yet. But I'll get there eventually, and I will do something charitable because I do think that it's important to give back. And money's great. Money is important. Money gives you access to a lot of things, but nothing beats doing something charitable, something that's not just for yourself, but for the greater good. And it's not just for the recognition. It's because it's the right thing to do. So for me, that's definitely something that was a contributing factor for me getting into the drone industry and just entrepreneurship in general. All right, last and certainly not least, the reason why I got into the drone industry is because I saw it as a potential good way to make money. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of people saying, oh, but dude, you're in the wrong industry if you want to make a lot of money. Look, there's a lot of good ways to make money, and I know many people that have done it. But I know a lot of people that haven't. I know a lot of people that failed. I know a lot of people that gave up too easily. There's a lot of things out there that can make money. And I'm pretty sure we've all seen, especially with COVID, a lot of people took online. A lot of people, started, explicit content, which, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But look, there's a lot of ways to make money in today's day and age. The path is not always set out for you. Sometimes you gotta make it. Sometimes you gotta open up a market or something. But the thing is, there's always opportunities out there. And, the drone industry is just another way to make money. But it depends on how you position yourself. But, really a lot of that just comes with some creativity, connections, and sometimes a little bit of luck. But if you put your mind to it, you can definitely do it. And I figured, you know what? If other people can do it, some people that, maybe a little smarter than me, or some people that I've seen succeed and they're not that smart, well, if they can do it, so can I. So, figured, why not? Alright guys, so that is it for today. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Hit me one of these and subscribe down below. And I want to hear from you. Why did you get into the drone industry? Or why are you thinking about getting into the drone industry if you're looking at my videos? I would really love to know. Please share in the comments, contribute to the conversation. Anyways, guys, that is it for today. See you next time.